viewers. I'm Lamek, facilitator, mathematics N4. Last time we stopped on limits and we never completed differentiation. Today we are going to start with differentiation. But last time we stopped on limits where we did not finish some of the questions which come in the past papers. Today we are going to look at only one question, and that question appeared in the past papers. It was April 2016 and it was question 4. It was saying part 4.1, find the limit as x goes to a half of this function. Remember I did it last time, but let's do it to recap. Yeah, so the question says find the limit as x goes to a half of the function x cubed minus x over x cubed minus 1. It carries 4 marks. How can we get these 4 marks? I remember I told you that we see x on all these values, so it means that we're going to factorize out x. Don't forget the word limit. Factorize out x. We maintain our word limit as x goes to a half. X appears on all sides, so we factorize it out. Here in the bracket I remain with x squared minus 1 divided by, when you look at this denominator, x cubed minus 1. Remember x squared minus 1 is equal, this is the difference of 2 squared, is equal to x minus 1 times x plus 1. So if you remove the brackets, you can go back to x squared minus 1. What about x cubed minus 1? It's equaling to x minus 1 into x squared plus x plus 1. X cubed minus 1 equal to x minus 1 into x squared plus x plus 1. So we go back to our equation. We're going to substitute those terms as x goes to a half x into x minus 1 x plus 1 over x minus 1 into x squared plus x plus 1. So what are we seeing on this equation? We are seeing x minus 1 in the denominator and we are seeing x minus 1 in the denominator. So it means that they can cancel out and we get the limit as x tends to a half, as x tends to a half, x into x plus 1 over x squared plus x plus 1. What else? So it means that the limit as this function goes to a half, it means that when now there is x, we have to substitute a half. That is the next step. We get, when you substitute a half, we don't write again this word limit as x tends to a half because we have already substituted. We get a half times a half plus 1 over, where there is x, you substitute a half because that is the plus 1, giving us a half times 3 out of 2 divided by a quarter plus a half plus 1, giving us 3 out of 7. 3 out of 7. So you go slowly, that was the answer, and you get your 4 marks. So that was a recap on limits. We go on question 4.2, which says that given that the equation is y is equal to x minus 1 times x plus 5, the whole thing to power 2, find the maximum and minimum value and minimum turning points. I did not write it in complete form, but it is in April. I told you 2016 question 4. Find they wanted the maximum and minimum turning points. So you have to solve. After solving, you have to know which one is maximum and which one is minimum. Yeah, right. So we go on to that equation. That question 4.2 says y is equal to x minus 1 to x plus 5 squared. So if they ask you to find the maximum and minimum, it means that we are going to differentiate. We are going to differentiate, and that dy dx we shall equate it to 0 in order to get the values of x, which will lead us to maximum and minimum points. So our task is to differentiate this given equation. So differentiating, you will write, you differentiate y with respect to x. Sometimes they say dy dx. We get what? We equate it to 0 first of all, because for maximum and minimum points, we have to differentiate with it and we equate it to 0. So that is it. We are saying that let this first bracket, let us call it u, and this one we call it v. We know from this rule is called product rule. They are multiplying product rule. If we have y is equal to uv, and they ask you to find differentiate dy with respect to x, what do we get? U and v. Now we call this one u and this one is v. All of this with its square is v. This one is u. So they are multiplying. If in simple terms, I can just substitute by u and v. So they are multiplying. If they ask you to find the derivative of these products, we maintain our v and we differentiate u with respect to x, plus we maintain our u and we differentiate v with respect to x. So that is the answer which we get. Now we follow the equation. We follow the formula. V is where? V is x plus 5. We maintain it, so it is x plus 5 squared times, what is the derivative of u? Du dx. We are going to differentiate u with respect to x. When you differentiate x minus 1, we get 1 times 1 plus what next? U. We maintain it. U, it is there, it is x minus 1 times, if we differentiate v with respect to x, because this is the formula we get, we differentiate, we see the power reduces by 1 on that equation. We write that equation times the power 1. We first of all differentiate, we get the power on top and it goes down, and the equation reduces by 1. So 2 minus 1 will remain with 1. So that's why 1 is there. Even if I don't show it, it's okay. Times the derivative of this inner part, which is 1. If you differentiate x, you get 1. If you differentiate 5, you get 0. So that is it. Therefore, dy dx giving us 0. Giving us x squared plus 5 into brackets power 2 plus x minus 1 times 2 into x plus 5. We can factorize out x plus 5 because it occurs on this side and even this side. Remember, we are adding them. Algebra. So we get 0 is equal to x plus 5. We take it outside because it occurs on this side and even this side. So here we remain with x plus 5 plus this one is gone. We get 2 into x minus 2. This is okay. 2 multiplies here, 2 here, and 2 here. So we get 2x minus 2. This one was taken because it appears on the right and left hand side. So it is not squared. Sorry, I took 1. Then 0 is equal to x plus 5 into, we add them, we get 3x plus 3. 2x plus x, we get 3x. 5 minus 2, we get 3. So either x plus 5 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to negative 5. Getting x is equal to negative 5, I can also get the value of y from when x is equal to negative 5. When x is equal to negative 5, therefore, y, we have said that either x plus 5 is equal to 0, then we have to get that value of x. The value of x is negative 5. We are going back to the original equation where there is x, we substitute in negative 5 to get the value of y. So we go back to this equation, we get y where there is x, we substitute in negative 5. Negative 5 minus 1 into negative 5 plus 5 squared. You see, this one leads us to 0. Any number times 0, we get 0. So this is a point. A point, I don't know whether it is maximum or minimum. So the point is negative 5. This is the x value. This is the y value. Don't know whether it is maximum or minimum. Or now we have considered this part. Now we are going on this next part. So 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to negative 1. Getting negative 1. Therefore, y. What about the value of y on this x value? We go back to our equation where there is x, we substitute negative 1. 1 into negative 1 there plus 5 squared, giving us this is negative 2. This is 36 times 16, 6 plus 2, that is negative 32. That is the answer. So this is also another point. It is negative 1, negative 32. So these are the 2 points. They are the turning points. But in order to get 7 marks, now in order to get all the 7 marks, we are now on 5 marks. So in order to score 2 marks, we have to know which one is the maximum, which one is the minimum, because the question wants maximum and minimum. Yeah, we are about to reach our 7 marks. Don't give up. Some of you stop there and say, I have got the points. So you have to go ahead to tell us that is this a maximum or a minimum point? Okay, right. Please, you go back always to the question and you read it the second time after solving, because you might jubilate, yet you have missed some marks. Therefore, to find out whether it is maximum or minimum, we have to do this. We have to differentiate the equation the second time with respect to x. D squared dy dx squared. We differentiate it. If we get, okay, let's first differentiate it and we see what happens. So dy dx is where? It is here. dy dx, it is here. It is the dy dx. I'm going to differentiate it the second time. Differentiating it the second time here, if you differentiate x plus 5 squared, I told you the power comes down, you maintain our expression, but the power has reduced by 1. So to power 1, even if I don't show it, it was 2, times the derivative inside, which is x plus 5. If you differentiate this inner part, we get 1. That's why I'm having 1. Plus, we are going to differentiate here. Now, differentiating here, I can decide as well to open the brackets, or we can go on. We can use product rule. I use some product. Let us go on product 2. It is a constant. I've removed it to go outside, and I can as well use product, or I can just multiply them. And so let me just use product. So I'm going to differentiate x minus 1, and I maintain x plus 5. Remember our formula, product rule. I wrote it somewhere there, but I've already rubbed off. I'm going to differentiate x minus 1, I get 1, times I maintain x plus 5, which is x plus 5, plus I maintain x minus 1, then I differentiate x plus 5. I'll get x minus 1. See, that's that times 1. Because x plus 5, if you differentiate it, you get 1. Giving us is equal to 2 into x plus 5 plus 2 into, if you add them here, we get 2x plus 4. So, in order to get for maximum value, if you differentiate the second time, we get the answer which we don't know. The answer of this, when we put x is equal to any value, we shall get, if you get when it is less than 0, it means that this is the maximum. If we get for a minimum, if you differentiate the second time and substitute in the value of x, which I don't know, which we are going to see here, and it is greater than 0, it means that this is a minimum point. This is the maximum point. Hope it is okay. Now, from here, I'm going to get the value of x. Remember, we substitute the value of x. Where there is x, we just substitute. We just substitute it and we see the answer which we get. If it is less than 0, it means that is a maximum. So let us check. From here, if x is equal to negative 5, that's that will be this one. dy dx squared will be what? Will be what? You punch in the answer, I think you will get, it will be less than 0. It will be negative or less than 0. If you punch in with the calculator, if you substitute x is equal to negative 1 dy dx squared, I know it will be greater than 0 if you punch in the calculator. How am I seeing them? But don't follow me. Just look at me. I just come to the value of y. The values of y. You know 0 is greater than negative 32. And which means that 0, if it's greater than negative 32, it means that this is the maximum value, because on the coordinate system y, x, this is the independent variable, this is independent, this is a dependent. It means that for the maximum is determined by the values of y. 0 is greater than negative 32. It means that this one will be the maximum and this one will be the minimum. You go and check it. Now, if they ask us to, so this is the minimum, maximum. If they ask us to, the question 4.3, they ask us to differentiate. That's rush, because of time. That's rush. If they ask you differentiate 4.3 dy dx, I'll just differentiate it. They ask you to find dy dx, 5 marks. So I'm seeing negative 2 cot x. Yes, forgot cot x. And negative 2 is a constant. You leave it and differentiate cot x. If you differentiate cot x, we get negative cosec squared x. If you differentiate a cot, we get negative cosec squared x. You have to go back and you grasp all those formulas. But the good thing, they are given, but never rely on them. It's better to be knowing them. You get 1 mark. You see how marks are distributed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you differentiate ln x to power 6, what happens? I told you we expect a denominator and a numerator. So it means that it's a fraction. In the denominator, we get the derivative of x to power 6, which is 6x to power 5, divided by the denominator is that x to power 6 itself. So you get also 1 mark. 1 mark. Minus 3 is a constant, times, if you differentiate 1 over cos x, you remember 1 over cos x is the same as sec x. So it goes up. If you differentiate sec now x, we get, if you differentiate sec, we get sec x and tan x. That is the answer. So if you differentiate cos 1 over cos, it means that it's like sec. So if you differentiate sec, we get sec x tan x plus. Now, if you differentiate, this is a constant, e to power pi, but we are differentiating with respect to x. So a constant, which means that it is a 0. Plus, because if you differentiate a constant, you get 0. Differentiating 1, 2, 1 over x. So it is like 2 is a constant plus, if you differentiate x power negative 1, you get the power comes down, negative 1 times x. The power decreases by 1, so which is negative 2 times negative x power negative 2. That is the answer. Here you get your mark, which are 5 marks. Now the remaining part is using quotient rule. Y is equal to root of x over x plus 4. This one we call it u, this one we call it v. And we know that the formula dy dx is v du dx minus u dv dx over v squared. Now, when you differentiate du dx, we get the power comes down and the power decreases by 1. Du dx is the answer. A half x power negative a half. And dv dx, you come here and differentiate it, you get 1. Because differentiate x, you get 1. Differentiate 4, you get 0. So you just punch them. Our u, v is here. Get it? Du dx is here. U is here. It comes here. Dv dx is where? It's here. Comes here. And v squared is this one squared. You square it. But there is a power. That is it. Now I will leave you with the another question. It also appeared in past papers in 2016 November. It was also question 4. You'll go into that past paper and look for that. You attempt it. Where you get stuck, you always confront me. Thank you so much. See you in the next lesson.